Have you ever met a woman who seems to carry an invisible force? Someone you can't help but notice even when she says nothing at all. It's not her looks, her social status, or how well she talks. It's something deeper, an energy that radiates from the inside out. That quiet magnetism is born from true confidence. Not the kind of confidence rehearsed for a crowd or posted online, but the kind that rises naturally from a soul in harmony with itself. Carl Jung described this as the return to the authentic self, the version of you untouched by other people's expectations or the wounds you've collected through life. A truly confident woman doesn't just know who she is, she believes in it, and that belief isn't handed to her by validation or approval. It's earned in silence, through the inner journey where she's seen every part of herself, her brilliance and her flaws, and embraced them both. So what gives her that kind of strength? How can you unlock it in yourself? Today we'll explore how Jung explained this transformation, and how you can awaken the goddess energy that's already within you. The only question is, are you ready to face yourself? 1. The hidden foundation of confidence, self-trust. Ask yourself honestly, do you truly trust yourself? Not when you're looking your best or when you post "I'm fine" under a perfectly edited picture. I'm talking about the quiet moments, when the world is silent, when no one's expecting anything of you, when it's just you and your reflection. Most of us don't. We might look confident, decisive, even inspiring, but deep down, the moment the roles fade away and night falls, doubt seeps in. We doubt our choices, our emotions, even our worth. Jung once said that modern humanity no longer suffers from a crisis of religion or morality. It suffers from a crisis of identity. We've lost touch with the self, the inner compass that once guided us. And when that connection is gone, the first thing to disappear is trust. Trust in our instincts, our intuition, our inner voice. Imagine you're a lighthouse standing in the middle of a fog-covered sea. If your light is powered from within, you'll stand strong through any storm. But if that light depends on others, on approval, on recognition, then the moment the waves rise, you lose your direction. That's what life looks like without self-trust. You start relying on praise, on permission, on the "you should do this" of others. The fear of failing, of being judged, of being wrong, those don't come from weakness. They come from years of giving other people the power to define you. Parents, teachers, social media, the culture of instant success, they all train us to doubt our own voice. And we repeat this pattern every single day without noticing. You hesitate to decide because you're afraid to make the wrong choice. You ask 5 different people for advice and end up even more confused. You stay quiet when something feels off because you're unsure whether your feelings are valid. You say you'll go to bed early but stay up scrolling at 1 a.m. You promise yourself you'll meditate but tell yourself, "I'll start tomorrow." Each of these moments seems small, but they chip away at your inner trust. Every broken promise tells your unconscious, "My voice doesn't matter." Jung called this the social mask, the false self we wear to meet expectations. When we live from that mask, the original wild, sacred version of ourselves is buried deep in the unconscious. True self-trust isn't the girl boss confidence of slogans. It's the quiet knowing that even in chaos, you won't abandon yourself. Like an ancient tree, you don't need to grow taller to prove your worth. You just need roots that run deep. A woman who trusts herself doesn't need to impress anyone. Her silence carries weight because her energy speaks for her. 2. The moments you betray yourself. Think about it. How many times have you said, "I know what I should do," and then done the opposite? How many times has your body begged you to rest, yet you pushed through just to avoid disappointing others? When that happens long enough, your mind and body disconnect. You stop recognizing your intuition. Your decisions become automatic, mechanical. You move through life like a machine, doing what's expected instead of what's true. That's why self-trust can't be learned from a book. It has to be experienced. To rebuild it, you must start listening again. Not to react, not to defend, but to truly understand the quiet signals your soul sends every day. Self-trust means daring to believe that your feelings matter. It's trusting your intuition even when it doesn't make logical sense. It's replacing the question, "What do they think?" with "What do I feel?" Jung warned that people without self-trust are easily hijacked by their shadow, the unseen parts of the psyche that manipulate us through fear, guilt, or shame. But once you regain that trust, you take back control. You stop reacting blindly, you start responding consciously, and that's when something incredible happens. Self-trust turns magnetic, not in the flirtatious sense, but in a spiritual one. When you trust yourself, your energy aligns. You glow differently. You become centered, grounded, and whole, and people feel it even before you speak. Self-trust, Jung said, isn't a skill to learn. It's a sacred homecoming, a return to your truest self, but it's not easy. You'll have to walk through fear, through the noise in your mind, through old wounds that still whisper, "You're not enough." Yet once you make it through, you'll feel something shift. Take a breath. Let these words settle. Don't rush to agree or disagree, just let them rest inside you like seeds. Notice what stirs, because the moment you take even one step back toward your true self, whether it's honoring your feelings or refusing to play an old role, you'll discover something profound. Inside you live two forces. One is the authentic self, gentle but fierce. The other is the wounded self, fragile and afraid. And the real question isn't, are you feminine? It's, which one are you living from? 3. The two energies within every woman holds both. Goddess energy and wound energy. One heals and creates, the other protects and hides. One moves you closer to yourself, the other keeps you locked behind defenses. Jung didn't use the term feminine energy, but his writings on the anima, the shadow, and the individuation process describe the same truth. A woman is either guided by her inner wholeness or ruled by her unhealed pain. A woman in goddess energy isn't perfect or endlessly gentle. She's grounded. You feel safe in her presence because she's not performing. She doesn't chase attention. She belongs to herself. She walks like someone who knows her worth without having to prove it. She can cry without shame. She can love without losing herself. She's been through fire and come out clearer, not colder. A woman in wound energy, on the other hand, lives in reaction. She might look strong, successful, even radiant, but inside, she's anxious, fearful, or always waiting to be chosen. She's triggered by rejection. She overthinks every silence. Her love often becomes a survival strategy, not a free choice. Jung called these psychological complexes, patterns born from childhood pain. They don't disappear. They hide in our habits, our words, our relationships. Picture two women entering a room. One moves quietly, yet everyone notices her. She's calm, centered, effortless. The other is stunning, but restless. She laughs too loudly, glances around to see who's watching. You can feel the difference. One is present, the other is performing. The first lives from herself, the second from her wound. The woman in goddess energy doesn't need to control. She feels the room. She doesn't seek to lead, but people naturally follow. Jung would say she has begun individuation, the union of light and shadow. She isn't ruled by her inner archetypes. She dances with them consciously. But the woman stuck in wound energy is at war with herself. She projects her pain onto others, overreacts to what she denies within, and chases the illusion of a savior. She blames herself for caring too much, for being too emotional. But the truth is, she's not weak. She's just trying to love from a wounded place. If goddess energy is the state of a woman who has transcended her wounds, then confidence is the light that radiates from that transformation. In Jung's view, real confidence is not a performance. It's not a collection of motivational quotes, power poses, or forced smiles. It's what happens naturally when the soul finds its center. Confidence isn't something you build from the outside. It's something you awaken from within. It is the visible result of an invisible process, the journey of confronting your shadow, understanding your unconscious motives, and reclaiming the parts of yourself you once rejected. Imagine a massive tree. You see its trunk, its branches, its fruit, but its strength comes from its roots buried deep in the soil. A truly confident woman is just like that. Her power comes from within, where her roots are anchored in self-acceptance, not surface-level approval. Those roots are made of three things: self-understanding, acceptance of both light and shadow, and the courage to face herself without denial. Because of this, she doesn't need to convince anyone that she's worthy. She simply is. 1. The ego and the shadow. In Jungian psychology, confidence cannot exist if the ego hasn't faced the shadow, the darker, hidden side of the psyche that holds repressed emotions, fears, and desires. An immature ego tries to hide flaws. It strives for perfection. It wants to look confident instead of being confident, so it performs, smiling when broken, pretending to know when uncertain, posting happiness while feeling hollow. But this kind of confidence is brittle. It's fragile enough that one comment, one disapproving look can make it crumble. Because it's not built on truth, it's built on the constant effort to appear okay. Real confidence emerges only when you stop running from yourself. Jung wrote that strength comes from descending into your depths, confronting the memories and emotions you've buried and integrating them instead of rejecting them. The descent is not punishment, it's initiation. You can't rise if you haven't first gone down into the places you fear most. True confidence, then, is not the absence of fear. It's the ability to enter the darkness without losing your light. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, when you're alone, can you sit in silence without reaching for your phone, music, or distraction? Can you face the weight of your own thoughts? If that silence feels unbearable, that's not weakness. It's a sign that your shadow is calling to be seen, too. Confidence as integrity. Jung said, "You are what you do, not what you say you'll do." It sounds simple, but it holds a profound psychological truth. Trust in yourself doesn't come from theory. It comes from consistency. Every time you say, "I'll do this," and actually follow through, your psyche records that act. Your unconscious starts to believe your words. Each fulfilled promise becomes evidence that your inner world and your outer actions are aligned. That alignment is what Jung called inner integrity. Without it, your unconscious stops trusting you. Think about it. Every time you say you'll start waking up early but hit snooze again. Every time you promise to rest but push through exhaustion anyway. Every time you tell yourself you'll stop texting someone who drains you but you still do. It's not just about failure. It's about the unconscious learning that your word doesn't mean much. Jung compared this to a child who grows up with parents who constantly break promises. Over time, that child stops believing in anyone, including themselves. We do the same thing to our own psyche. Each broken self-promise builds learned unreliability. Eventually, your mind gives up. You stop feeling motivated because a deeper part of you doesn't believe in your own intentions anymore. 3. The science of trusting yourself. Behavioral psychology echoes Jung's ideas. Every time you complete an action that aligns with your intention, no matter how small, your brain releases a sense of control and safety. Neural pathways form, reinforcing a pattern of reliability. When this happens repeatedly, your nervous system starts to register, "I can count on myself," and that inner safety becomes the foundation of true confidence. It's not about external success, it's about being able to say, "I know I'll show up for myself tomorrow because I did today." Confidence doesn't need to be loud when it's rooted in this kind of integrity. It becomes quiet, unshakable, natural. 4. The nation within. Imagine your inner self as a small nation. If the leader constantly breaks promises, lies, and changes plans, chaos erupts. The citizens stop believing. Nothing functions. But if the leader consistently delivers, keeps promises, even small ones, peace grows. Trust strengthens. Everyone starts working together. That's how your psyche works too. Every time you do what you said you would, you strengthen that inner bond between your conscious and unconscious. The result? Stability, clarity, confidence. That's why self-trust is not about perfection. It's about keeping promises small enough to be honored, but sacred enough to matter. 5. Building the foundation of self-trust. If every promise you keep is a brick, then self-trust is the home you build from those bricks. No house stands without a foundation, and no foundation lasts without consistency. Let's turn this into practice. Step 1. Keep your word to yourself. Start with 3 simple promises for the next 7 days. They must be small, measurable, and realistic, something your unconscious can believe. Maybe it's waking up just 30 minutes earlier, journaling for 5 minutes before bed, or putting your phone away after 10 p.m. When you keep those promises, you're not just proving discipline. You're proving to your psyche that you are reliable. Step 2. Feel the completion. After each promise kept, pause for 5 seconds. Breathe and say to yourself, I did what I said I would. Let your body register that satisfaction. That's the neural signal of rebuilding self-trust. Step 3. Allow imperfection. If you fail one day, don't punish yourself. Keep going. Self-trust grows through persistence, not perfection. Every time you return to your path, you're telling your unconscious, I'm worth coming back to. After 7 days, expand gradually. If you were journaling, add 1 line about your emotions. If you were exercising twice a week, make it 3. Each fulfilled step strengthens your inner roots. Confidence doesn't come from doing something massive once. It comes from doing something meaningful consistently. 6. Awakening intuition. Once you've laid the foundation of self-trust, you'll start to feel grounded. But beneath that ground lies something even more powerful. Intuition. If keeping promises builds trust, intuition builds connection. Jung considered intuition one of the 4 pillars of the psyche, alongside thinking, feeling, and sensing. But in modern life, intuition is often dismissed. We favor logic and data, ignoring the quiet wisdom of our bodies. Intuition doesn't speak in words, it speaks in sensations. A tightening chest when someone's energy feels wrong. A sense of warmth when you're aligned with truth. A knot in your stomach when you're about to repeat an old mistake. That's your unconscious communicating through the body. To strengthen this connection, practice listening, not analyzing. Sit quietly for 3 minutes before making a decision. Place your hand over your heart and ask, how does this feel in my body? If your chest feels open and light, you're aligned. If you feel pressure, dread, or tension, something inside is warning you. These signals are not random. They are stored wisdom accumulated through every experience you've ever lived. Start small. Each day, write 1 word to describe what your body feels: calm, tight, heavy, expansive. Over time, you'll begin to recognize patterns, and when a major decision appears, you'll already know what to trust. Because your body will have become a friend again, not a stranger. 7. Protecting self-trust through boundaries. When you begin to listen to yourself, something inevitable happens. You start noticing what harms you. Things that once seemed normal now feel wrong. People you once tolerated now drain you. Situations you once endured now feel unbearable. This awareness is the sign that your inner awakening has begun. But to protect it, you need something crucial: boundaries. Jung viewed boundaries not as social defenses, but as sacred acts of self-respect. Every time you say no to something that weakens you, you're saying yes to the integrity of your soul. When you let others cross your boundaries, when you let them manipulate, criticize, or drain you, you're silently telling yourself, my peace doesn't matter. And when that message repeats long enough, self-trust collapses. You can't trust someone who doesn't protect you. That includes yourself. 8. Practicing boundaries. Try this simple boundary exercise for the next 7 days. Step 1. Write down 3 recent situations that left you feeling tired or uneasy. Identify who was involved, what happened, and how your body felt. These are your energy leaks. Step 2. Choose one small act of boundary setting for tomorrow. Maybe you won't reply to a text immediately. Maybe you'll say, "I can't right now." Or maybe you'll simply log off earlier than usual. Your body might tense up with guilt. That's normal. You're teaching it a new language of safety. Step 3. Each night, note one thing you did to protect your energy. I didn't apologize for saying no. I stopped explaining myself. I left a conversation when it turned negative. Every small act is a declaration. I am on my side. Jung wrote, "There is no coming to consciousness without pain." Setting boundaries will feel uncomfortable at first, because growth always does. But discomfort means you're finally living consciously, not automatically. And that is how you protect your self-trust from eroding again. With every small act of protecting your energy, a gentle no, a pause before reacting, a step back from the noise, something begins to change inside you. At first it's subtle, almost imperceptible, but then you notice your shoulders soften, your breath deepen, your mind quiet. A new steadiness takes root. Self-trust doesn't explode like fireworks. It hums like a grounded frequency, and that frequency spreads. Carl Jung said, "The meeting of 2 personalities is like the contact of 2 chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed." A woman with self-trust is that catalyst. Colorless, quiet, unforced, yet she purifies the space she enters, not by preaching, not by persuading, but by living from an authenticity so clean that other people remember their own. This is not abstract, it's physiological. In psychology, we call it co-regulation. A well-regulated nervous system can calm and stabilize another simply through presence. That's why you can walk into a room without a flashy outfit, without a single word, and still be felt. People sense your steadiness before they see you. You're not performing, you're present. And presence is magnetic. You become a resonant chamber. Because you are empty of performance, others can finally hear their original sound. The friend who has been rushing, grasping, apologizing for existing, she slows down around you. The colleague who normally dominates every conversation, he becomes more thoughtful. The partner who anxiously seeks reassurance, she starts to breathe more evenly. Your self-trust doesn't fix anyone. It invites them to remember themselves. This is the quiet power of the archetypal healer. Not the one who rescues, but the one who has walked through her own darkness and returned with light for the path. Jung believed each of us carries dormant archetypes, and when we live in alignment, we awaken those same patterns in others. Your inner order becomes a mirror. Your boundaries become permission. Your acceptance of your shadow becomes the safety others needed to face theirs. And here's the paradox. The more you trust yourself, the less you need to be seen, yet the more you are seen for exactly who you are. Respect arrives not through intimidation or performance, but through the felt sense that beside you, people are allowed to be real. Your presence whispers, "You don't have to earn your worth here." That whisper changes behavior. It loosens armor. It turns conflict into conversation. It turns urgency into clarity. Self-trust is not the absence of fear. It's the refusal to let fear lead. It's not the denial of need. It's the maturity to hold your needs without collapsing into them. It's not being positive all the time. It's being honest all the time, even when honesty is inconvenient. Honesty with yourself is what births integrity with others. And integrity has a posture. You notice it in the way you sit in a meeting. Not rigid, not shrinking. You notice it in the way you text back. Not performatively fast, not avoidantly late, but when you actually have space. You notice it in how you apologize cleanly without self-abandonment. You notice it in how you choose love, not to fill a void, not to be rescued, but to walk with someone side by side. Let's bring this down to earth. What does self-trust look like in everyday life? In conversation, you resist the reflex to over-explain. You speak clearly. You let silence do part of the talking. You don't rush to fill it with nervous words. In work, you set realistic timelines, then keep them. You don't volunteer to carry what isn't yours. You make fewer promises and you keep everyone. In family, you love fiercely without playing savior. You listen without absorbing. You help without erasing yourself. In love, you choose someone who respects your boundaries because you respect them first. Chemistry feels different now. Steady, nourishing, not dizzying and anxious. In solitude, you can finally be alone without feeling lonely because you've become good company to yourself. Notice the contrast. Performance seeks to prove. Presence seeks to be. Performance fatigues. Presence restores. Performance is loud. Presence resounds. This is why self-trust cannot be faked. The body always tells the truth. If your boundaries are performative, your nervous system will leak anxiety. If your confidence is only a pose, your eyes will give you away. But when your roots run deep, when your daily actions match your inner values, your body relaxes into congruence. People feel that congruence immediately. It's the difference between a smile stretched over tension and a smile that grew from ease. Now, does this mean you'll never wobble? No. Even the most grounded tree sways in the wind. Self-trust doesn't eliminate storms, it prepares you for them. You'll still feel triggers, old stories will still visit, but your relationship to them changes. Instead of collapsing, you witness. Instead of reacting, you respond. Instead of spiraling into shame, you choose repair. Think of your inner world as a home you are rebuilding. Floors of honesty, walls of boundaries, windows of discernment, a roof of faith. Daily you sweep what doesn't belong. Daily you open the windows to let fresh air in. Daily you fix a hinge, oil a door, replace a broken tile. None of it is glamorous. All of it is sacred, and one day you look around and realize, I'm safe in here, I can live here, I can welcome others here without losing myself. Let's anchor this with 3 practices that help your self-trust ripple outward. Naturally, not forcefully. Practice clean, yes, no. Before you answer any request, pause, close your eyes, ask your body, is this mine to carry? If your chest opens, say yes. If it tightens, say no, or propose an honest boundary. I can, but not today. I'm willing to help for 30 minutes. Or that doesn't work for me. Clean commitments build clean energy. Clean energy builds trust. Repair instead of rehearse. When you misstep, and you will, don't rehearse excuses, repair. I said I would do X and didn't. Here's what happened. Here's how I'll make it right. Nothing stabilizes the inner nation faster than responsible repair. Your unconscious learns, even when I fail, I am reliable. Protect your morning, protect your night. Morning sets your frequency, night seals it. Give yourself 10 screen-free minutes after waking and 10 before bed. In the morning, breathe, stretch, write 1 line of intention. At night, write 1 line of truth. What did I feel today? These bookends keep you in conversation with yourself, not the algorithm. As you do this, your relationships will shift. Some will deepen because they are nourished by your clarity. Others will fall away because they were sustained by your self-abandonment. Let them. Not every ending is a loss. Often it's the nervous system finally disentangling from what kept it small. You may also notice that your ambitions evolve. You'll still aim high, but from rest, not from desperation. You'll still move fast, but from focus, not from panic. You'll create because you have something to give, not something to prove. Paradoxically, this is when your work becomes most potent. Art without apology, leadership without performance, love without bargaining. And here is the deepest secret. Self-trust is not a destination, It is a relationship you tend, like a garden you water, weed, and bless. Some seasons bloom, some seasons compost. All seasons count. On the days you feel radiant, you'll walk boldly. On the days you feel messy, you'll breathe and stay. That staying is sacred. That staying is strength. A woman who trusts herself is not louder than the world. She is simply no longer overruled by it. She consults her intuition, collaborates with her mind, honors her body, and answers to her soul. She will still cry, she will still laugh, she will still get it wrong. But she will not abandon herself. And because she will not abandon herself, others learn that they don't have to either. If this journey stirred something inside you, let it. Don't rush to label it. Don't demand a revelation by morning. Place it like a seed in your chest. Water it with small, kept promises. Protect it with clean boundaries. Listen for its roots when you're quiet, and when the world tries to hurry you, remember the deepest things grow underground. You don't need anyone to hand you confidence. You already carry the blueprint. You don't need to shout your worth. Your presence will say it for you. You don't need to be chosen. You are already chosen by the self that has been calling your name from the beginning. If you're ready to keep walking, stay close, like this video, subscribe, and tell me in the comments. What small promise will you keep to yourself this week? Not for applause, for alignment, for the home you are building inside, for the goddess within who has waited patiently for you to return.